Good evening. It's Tuesday, October 30th with me, Bobby. So, Chris has asked the new question for all of us, and it is do I interact with my students through such media as Facebook or LinkedIn? So, for me, I find this to be a conflict of interest and gets into that very, very murky ethical gray area because I work generally as a true teacher in which I give out grades and I have either the final say or partial final say in students' grades. And that's a lot of responsibility that needs to have, in my eyes, a very particular sort of arrangement between me and my students. Uh, I teach a much more formal class, formal lectures, things of that nature. Because of that, and the fact that they have grades associated with it that are going forward, I tend to have a more professional approach and do not uh, add them through other means such as Facebook and LinkedIn, at least during the semester in which I am teaching them. Now, during the semester, I am completely open to them within reasonable means. Uh, I answer emails very regularly. We have a Compass website, and I interact through that on a regular basis as well. So there are ways in which I've established a sort of communications with my students, as well as normal office hours that you'd find with students. That said, this semester was the very first time, and I feel it will not be the last, in which a student has approached me on LinkedIn or Facebook, and I was kind of confused because I originally was like, I don't know who this person is because it was within the first 2 weeks of class. And only later, when she emailed me about a conflict exam, did it click who that person was. It was a student who was wanting to get in touch with me. So for me, I take this, I guess, an older school sort of mentality just by virtue of my place and my the sort of powers that have been granted to me through my job here as an instructor or TA at the university is that I will not interact with my students on Facebook and LinkedIn. That's not to say that after I am done being their teacher, will I not accept such requests. I will generally not seek out particular students. Um, that is also a gray area that I have found in my travels. Um, but I understand and am very well aware of the fact that there are people who may seek me out and see me as a possible mentor, and that more channels of communication beyond just an email might be necessary or wanted for this to grow. So there is this level of understanding, and it's not that I'm just like, students, stay out of my life. Is that when I have control over your grades, it looks very, very uh, unusual and can raise eyebrows with the university and makes my life much more uncomfortable because then I have to censor myself um, more so than I normally do, and or more so than I would like to. Um, I generally have a very uh, even keel and very calm demeanor about me in my postings online. I'm very well aware of the sort of footprint I make. But that said, given the right situation, I might say something that could easily offend people. If you talk to me long enough, I'll probably get you angry about something in the process. Uh, it's not that I intend to. It's just that I have a very quirky personality to me as far as what I say and my mannerisms. Uh, so I generally don't want that to be accessible to my students on a regular basis. They don't have any reason to, really, in my eyes. Um, there's plenty of resources available through Like I said, we use Compass here at the university. We have email through the university. I have office hours. The TAs have office hours. There's plenty of resources available to communicate with me, my TAs, for their course and for their grades. So during the semester, I have an issue, but outside of the semester, if they were to approach me, or if there were particular students in which I felt were good and maybe going down the path of being either a chemist or involved in research, I may seek them out. But generally, I would let them come to me if they necessarily want me to be in their careers beyond just this one class. So that's kind of my thoughts on TA or relationships between students and teachers.